Good afternoon, my dear students. Today I am going to explain the story, The Address. I think I have explained in two classes, and this is the third class I am taking in this story. Today I am going to continue and complete this whole story. I had shared a small video clip, the summary of this whole story, that what actually happens. And even in the first explanation, I had given you the brief explanation of this story and its background. Okay, because this story is having some explanation of the present and some explanation of the past, and because of that it gives a kind of confusion for the new readers, because the narrator herself does not explain everything quite clearly. She herself sometimes confused, and sometimes she started talking about present, sometimes about the past. So this is because of this, this little bit confusing for the new readers. So you try again and again, the things will be clear. So please see the video clip, small video clip of 6 and 7 minutes I have given. So in that video you will just come to know about the background of this story, that this story is all about the World War II. During World War II, what happens is on that time, and after that what was the happenings, what happened after that. So it was the Nazi forces, who were just it was France and Germany, they were fighting, and its consequences. So the moral of this story is the effect of war. So this is the things. The second thing is that we need to be very much resourceful in our life. We should not always carried away with the past. We should not always think about our bad memories, and the heart's day. We should think about our present and try to just come out from the problems that we were initially. So think about the present, and do your best. So this is the sense of installation by the narrator, that she just deleted, removed, annihilated all the old memories, and the goods and the stuffs initially she had in her possession, and now they are no longer in the use, and that's why she decided to just forget all those things. So now I'm reading the paragraphs, and according to the need of the paragraphs I will just give some references, examples, and explanation if needed. Won't you sit down? Who said this? It was the daughter of Mrs. Darling. Okay. Home to the narrator. Because second time when the narrator visited at the address, Marconi Street 46, Mrs. Darling. So there, this time the narrators narrator was greeted by the young girl, who is about 15 years of age, and who was actually the daughter of Mrs. Darling. Asked the girl. She held up open the door of the living room, and I went inside past her. Means from the back, I was moving. I stopped, horrified. She was a little bit horrified. I was in a room I knew and did not know, and I was inside past her. I stopped, horrified. I was in a room I knew and did not know. I found myself in the midst of things I did want to, see again, but which oppressed me in the strange atmosphere. The atmosphere was very much strange, and she wanted to see the things that actually belongs to the narrator, but the things were arranged in a way that it lost its value in the life of the narrator, or because of the tasteless way everything was arranged, because of the ugly furniture or the muggy smell that hung there. I don't know, but I scarcely dare to look around me. Means the narrator is telling that she was not feeling comfortable at the place, about the things, and she was feeling irritated, unhappy, because of the arrangements, and because of the dusty place, and uh, because the place was not nicely kept. The place was not very tidy, it was not charming. It has lost its charm, and no longer a spacious place was there. All the space was filled up with goods and stuffs. But I scarcely dared to look around me. The girls moved a chair. I sat down and stared at the woolen tablecloths that belongs to the narrator. Okay, I rubbed it. This shows the sentimental attachment with the uh, woolen tablecloths. My fingers grew warm from rubbing. I followed the lines of the pattern. Somewhere on the edge, there should be a burn mark, okay, that had never been repaired. She reminded herself, okay, she just, this is the explanation of the past, that she was thinking that this is the, if this is the same tablecloth, okay, woolen tablecloth, it had a burn mark, and now she is now searching. My mother will be back soon, said the girl. I have already made tea for her. Will you have a cup? This is the questions, okay, request from the daughter of Mrs. Dorling. Thank you. I looked up. The girl put cups ready on the tea table. She had a broad back, Mrs. Heavy body, just like her mother. She poured tea from a white pot. All it had was a gold border on the lid, I remembered. The narrator is talking about the teacup, okay, and the pot from which the tea is poured. She was reminded that these things, the teapot, okay, and the cups, belongs to her. And suddenly, its use in the past haunted her mind. She poured tea from a white pot. All it had was a gold border on the lid. I remember she opened a box and took some spoons out. That is a nice box. I heard my own voice. When she said to herself, it was a strange voice, as though each sound was different in this room because of the, very congested, you can say that many things were kept in disarranged way, so the sound were coming in differently. Oh, you know about them. She had turned round and brought me my tea. She laughed. My mother says it is antique. Miss the narrator is talking about the silver spoons. We have got lots more. She pointed round the room. See for yourself. The daughter of Mrs. Dorling is giving reference of, okay, many teaspoons. I had no need to follow her hand. I knew which thing she meant. I just looked at the still life over the tea table. As a child, I had always fancied the apple on the pewter plate. Means now she could remember, okay, and relate the memories with the stuffs, with the spoons, with the, pewter plate, with the cups. So when she was a child, she had used all these things in her life, and how she has used everything, okay, came in her mind. We use it, okay, for everything, she said. Once we even ate off the plates hanging there on the wall. I wanted to so much, but it was not anything special. I had found the burn mark on the tablecloth, and initially the narrator was finding out that if the tablecloth belongs to me, it has a burn mark, and finally she was able to find out the burn mark. Okay, this was that she was at the right place, and the claims of the narrator about the stuffs and things were original, authentic, and not fictional, okay, and false. The girl looked questioningly at me. Yes, I said, you get so used to touching all these lovely things in the house, you hardly look at them anymore. I You only the Feast of Lights, a Hebrew festival in December. This is the explanation they have given. Notice when something is missing because it has to be repaired or because you have lent it. For example, again I heard the unnatural sound of my voice and I went on. I remember my mother once asked me if I would help her polish this silver spoons. Okay, so everything was just coming in her mind. and related memories with the stuffs and things that she has used as a child. It was a very long time ago, and I was probably bored that day, or perhaps I had to stay at home, okay, because I was ill. Now she was reminding that how her mother had asked her to polish this, particular spoon, and I declined the idea on that day and said that I am not feeling well. I will do the things, okay, next day. Means the memory are just coming in her mind of the past, as she had never asked me before. I had asked her which silver she meant, and she replied, surprised, that it was the spoons. Now she is coming back once again with the daughter, okay, with the uh, Mrs. Darling's daughter. Forks and knives, of course. And that was the strange things I did not know. The cutlery we ate of every day was silver. Means the daughter was not familiar with that this spoon is a silver spoon, okay, and it is polished, because she that was not hers, and they have not used as the narrator and her mother has used, because those who have purchased, they know the quality and they know how it is used. The girl laughed again. I bet you don't know it is either. I looked intently at her. What we eat with? She asked. Well, do you know? She hesitated. She walked to the sideboard and wanted to open a door. I will look. It is in here. I jumped up. I was forgetting the time. I must catch my train. And the narrator was once again reminded that she will have to just catch up her train, and she is running short of time, so she should just move as fast as, means she wanted to leave the place as soon as possible. So suddenly it reminded her that she should move here from here as soon as possible, as soon as fast. I was forgetting the time. I must catch my train. She had her hand on the door. Don't you want to wait for my mother? Now, this was the question from the daughter of Mrs. Darling. No, I must go. I walked to the door. The girl pulled the door open. I can find my own way. And now she's just coming out. As I walked down the passage, I heard the jingling of spoons and forks, and the corner of the road. I looked up at the nameplate, Marconi Estate. It said I had been at number 46. The address was correct. And now, with confidence, she is telling that whatever place she has visited, that is Marconi Estate, number 46, that was right and exactly the place my mother had suggested me to visit. My mother had advised me to visit, and the things that she claims that belongs to the narrator and her mother were authentic, original, and not fictional, okay, and false. That this was correct, but now I did not want to remember it anymore. Means she wanted to forget everything for the ease of her life, for the comfort of her life. I would not go back there, because the objects that are linked in your memory with the familiar life of former times instantly lose their value when several when sub when severed from them, and you see them again in strange surroundings. See the explanation of the narrator. She is telling that we should forget the things once used in our life, when after long time they are placed or used in different way, because it gives a sense of a kind of pain, and you won't be able to just bear it up. So the best is that we should forget that, okay, the painful memory should be removed from our mind for the peaceful present of life. So this is the teaching, I think, the narrator wanted to give to all the readers, that if there is something painful memory of the past, we should remove them all. You should detach. You should separate ourselves, okay, from that painful memory, for the sake of peaceful and pleasant present of life. And what should I have done with them in a small rented room where the shreds of black out papers still hung along the windows and no more than a handful of cutlery fitted in the narrow table door? I resolved to forget the address. Of all the things I had to forget, that would be the easiest. And she does not want to carry the memories of the past. She wanted to forget everything because that were the very horrified past, very painful past, very torturing past, and once again the past were tormenting her, bringing some trouble for her life. Okay, and making the memory very painful. So she wanted to forget everything for the peaceful, okay, and pleasant present of her life. And now she is living in a rented house, okay, and there she does not have enough space to just arrange all those things. So with this note, the narrator ends with this story, and with the message that the impact of war, the effect of war is very painful. We should avoid war. We should not do this. Okay.